And we're back. We're back. At this time, we're talking about service dogs. Service animals. Animals, usually dogs, that are trained to help a person to meet a physical inability, disability, or harmful situation, like the blind dogs. A seeing eye dog helps the owner to avoid stepping into holes, walking into traffic, a million little things. But that service dog didn't just go to school, okay? The owner went to school as well. You need to train the owner to the dog and the dog to the owner. Such goes with any service animal as was intended under the ADA. That's the Americans with Disabilities Act. But understand, we're not here talking just about the wonder of service dogs. No. With literally tens of thousands of people out there gaming the system with their fake service dogs, we've got a problem, and it's gotten out of hand. Scammers come in all shapes, all sizes, every stripe and every color. And there are none more common, none more bothersome, irksome, than these fake service dog scammers. These are the scumbags who take their dogs pretty much everywhere they go. They go to the grocery store, they got the dog. They go to the hospital, they try to get the dog in, sometimes they do. They just can't live without their dogs. Or maybe it's because they're pushing the limits to see how far they can go. Well, you've gone far enough. And understand, when challenged or questioned about their animal, they always say, "It's a service animal," even though it isn't. You know, most of these scammers are ignorant of the harm that they're doing as they continue their fraud. They don't understand that it allows non-service animals' behavior to sully the image of true service animals, cheapening the actual service animal and the need for its presence. There's a recent case, although minor, and that's where a fake service dog bumped a person for a first-class seat on an airliner. I think it was United Airlines. The story appears in the New York Post. I've got a link in my story. What happened is the guy got upgraded to a first-class seat. He's all ready to go. And about 15 minutes before he took his seat, the airline said, "Sorry, we're going to throw you back in with the rest of the cattle in the back of the plane. You can't fly first class because the seat's been taken by a dog." Now, was this a real service dog? More than likely, it was fake. According to people all around, the dog was easily distracted. It even barked. Two key signs it's not a service dog. Well, when I say a likely fake, that's because when cornered, a dog owner can claim service animal status, and that's where it ends. There's no certification. There's no government ID, no registration, no card. Forget these things on the internet where they say, "You can register your dog as a service animal, pay us $100 and we'll send you a cute little tag and a card." It's not a service animal. There is no national agency or registry. Airline employees are scared to death that for even questioning the dog's status, this canine-loving piece of dog shit just might sue them in court. The definition of service animal in the ADA, that's Americans with Disabilities Act, is pretty vague, and it doesn't allow for a way of positively IDing such well-trained and valuable animal owner pairs. With the National Service Registry, we can tell right away if an animal is truly trained and coupled with its owner. Remember again, as I've said again and again, service dogs and their owners are both trained so they can produce that symbiotic relationship that's necessary for a real service dog owner relationship. From supermarkets to restaurants, medical clinics, dentists' offices, you're going to see these cynophiliac dog owners leading their mutts around with fake service jackets. You go online, you can buy it. It says service animal, strap it on your Pekingese and drag it around Walmart. Most of these fraudsters have now become so emboldened, they won't even bother buying the bogus jacket or the bogus ID. They practically dare anybody to question or challenge the authenticity of their claim. You know, I was in a big box store, it's a couple years ago, and I watched a dog fight. I'm talking blood and dog shit everywhere. These two were going into it. It was a pit bull and some mid-sized mutt, and they went at it. I mean, blood and shit everywhere. People were scared to death. They were backing off. They were keeping their distance. Now, I know the store manager, and he has a misplaced love of dogs. He has told his employees, don't even approach anybody bringing an animal into the store. Don't ask them, just look the other way, let it go. Even though this flies in the face of corporate policy, even if it's clear this mutt is not a service animal, they're not allowed to say anything about it or they'll lose their job. It's America's clear and present obsession with dogs that keeps this registry from being established. It's Americans' sick devotion to Fido that keeps a service animal registry from happening. It's Americans' willingness to take unfair advantage through fraud that may doom forever the chances of establishing such a badly needed department of government. People, I'm not one for government, bloated government, new laws, new this, new that. But we need laws regarding the registration, and we need a registry department to register service animals. Okay, you can push it down the line like the feds have done and let each state have its own laws, rules, and regulations, but even those have to fall within federal guidelines. If you want to protect the truly disabled, the truly needy, the truly service-trained animals and owners, you will contact your local politicians, your state politicians, and people in Washington and tell them you want an animal service registry for trained, coupled service animals. That's all I got to say. How hard can it be? Come on. I'm Max, and that's the way I see it.